Hi, everybody. Josephine Urangeli, Psychic Medium. It is November 4th, Wednesday, and I will be speaking about automatic writing. And oftentimes you may hear this, by the way, referred to as spirit writing, automatic writing, spirit writing, because it's all coming from the same place. And I want to speak about, by the way, I think this is so fantastic because when you do automatic writing, number one, you're channeling in your higher energy, the higher, your guardian angels, your archangels, whoever it is. Everybody has different um, soul energies that you call forth when you're doing this. And, I always say the more the merrier. We have so many spirits that surround us, and we want to call forth for them, and we also want to have that intention of belief behind what it is that we're doing. You always want to make sure that you have that your intention is pure. You want to make sure that you are in an environment that is conducive to bringing forth the higher energy to come from the higher consciousness onto the page. And when we do, I use automatic writing a lot. I just love this technique because it really is very pure, and you do it with the purest of intention. You may want to have around you, you may want to have a candle lit. You want to make sure that you have not only a pen or a pencil, whatever it is that you prefer to use. Just make sure that you have everything ready. So if you're using a pen, make sure you have two. If one runs out of ink, you'll feel that, by the way, when you're writing down whatever it is that you want to channel through. And so you want to have your pencil sharpened. I always like to have whatever it is that I need right in front of me. I light my candle. I light my incense. I like ritual. I like to have my surroundings very conducive to what it is that I am doing and whatever the intention is that I am calling forth. Oh, hi, Jetty. How are you? So, if you allow yourself to, number one, you're going to be prepared. You're going to have either a piece of paper, or if you want to have a notebook, a spiral book, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. And then you want to make sure that you are in a very comfortable position. You want to allow for your body, your mind, your spirit, your high self spirit to be very open to receiving the information. So when you have your notebook in front of you, or whatever it is that you're going to use, you want to say your prayer. I'll share how I do it. Everybody, may do it differently. You're going to read a lot of books that are going to say a lot of different methodologies, and I'm just sharing with you what I use and what works for me. And so if you are in a conducive environment, you may want to light your candle, be prepared, say your prayers. I like the Trinity. Mother, Father, God, I humbly ask of you to surround me with the purest of intention and to heighten my energy in order to receive messages from Spirit. So that's what I would say. And depending on what I'm asking for. And then when you begin to ask, so if you, let's say you want to tune into, I'm going to say hypothetically, if I want to tune into another person that I may be reading out of state or out of the country, and I ask to receive messages of intention for that individual, I will start writing. I keep my eyes closed, and I just let the pen take over, and I will just start writing information down. And then when you are finished, or you feel like you've received the information that you are seeking, then you can therefore take a look and see what it is that you have, and then you want to share that with your, whether it be a family member or literally professionally a client. You want to look at the information that you have, because I think you're going to surprise yourself. A lot of people say, you know what, Josephine, I can't even believe that I got that information because I shared it with my friend or my sister or my brother or my client, and they said, oh my God, you are right on. So you want to allow yourself to feel very confident. You don't want to doubt yourself at all. First of all, you don't even want to think about what it is that you're writing down, because you want to have, as I said, the purest of intention. I want to share another picture. I have this picture up. I thought this was very, these colors are very warm colors. We talked about color in the aura, and these colors bring in a sense of warmth, a sense of comfort, and we certainly want to surround ourselves with that energy. If you look behind me, that's what I have. All the colors that I have behind me are the colors that I really emanate to, and that help me to get into that conducive state of mind and of being. And so you see that she's using her, I think that's a composition notebook, and she has her pen in hand and a subdued lighting. So whatever it is that you find that works for you, that opens you up, that's what it is that you want to do. I have this picture that I just thought was really, again, the same warm colors. I gravitate to those. You will find that whatever colors it is, some people like that's the soft blues, the sky. These happen to work for me. So, and they are just naturally, they are warm colors. You may find, I'm putting this up, and let me go back to your comments. I am putting this up because you may find, do not be alarmed at what your hand is going to be writing. Don't be alarmed at that, because it may look like scribble, but you're going to have to figure, you can go back into what it is that you're writing, and then you want to ask your spirit guides, your high self spirit, whoever it is, Confucius, Buddha, God, Jesus. You want to ask to help me to understand what this means. So you always want to further research what it is that you're pulling in through your automatic writing. Okay, let me go back to some of these questions. Hi, Jackie. How are you? Dawn from South Carolina. Welcome, South Carolina. All right, I just have to go back before I go forward, because there's always so many valuable questions. And the more you ask your questions, the more intense and in-depth I will get with giving you more information. Oh, and Kristen, thank you. She came, I was at Napper Tandy's last week, and I got to meet so many of you. It was so wonderful. It was a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I thank you, and it was wonderful to meet you as well. You should look at all the pictures, many pictures, and even little videos that I have on this Facebook page of from that night. Franklin Square, hello, hello. I'm so glad so many of you came, and I appreciate that, and you commenting about that as well. I will be back at Napper Tandy's, by the way, January 21st. So it would be nice if you spread the word. I will have that on my website, josephineg.com. That will be going on there within a few days. So we also have Connecticut. Hi, Connecticut. Lindenhurst, Glen Cove. St. James. Hi, Denise. Sherry, Rocky Point, Allison. Okay, so let me see. There was a couple of questions. So we have, this is so funny. Carol is saying she has a pen with my name on it, and she doesn't know how she got it. But you're glad that you have it. I'm going to share something with you because it's so crazy. I had someone who came in to see me last week, and after the reading was over, she said to me, "You're not going to believe this, in the way in which I found you." She says, I was in the florist, and she said this had happened to her a while back. She just shared it with me when she came in last week. And she said that she was in the florist and she was getting some flowers for a friend of hers that was not feeling well. And when she went to get that bouquet, my pen was inside the bouquet of flowers. How crazy is that? And she said she just felt it was meant to be and that she was directed to me, and that's what brought her to me. And I just love these stories. Synchronicity, right? Nothing happens by, there is no such thing as coincidence. So use that pen when you do your automatic writing or your spirit writing. Yes. Okay, so someone is saying to, hi Jennifer, she's saying, what if she's feeling disconnected? Well, you may want to, if you're feeling like you're not like this spirit, the information is not flowing through you, then you may want to put the pen or the pencil down, walk away, and then just center yourself and then go back. You may have to do that a few times. That's okay. That's very okay. So, the more you do this, everything, you become proficient, right? In life, practice makes perfect. Let me just put up a different picture here. Not to say that yours is going to look like scribble, but you don't let it take you aback is all I'm saying. All right, I just changed the picture, and this is a book they call, as I said, it's either automatic writing, spiritual writing, by Deborah Levine, by the way. And this was through her inspiration, through her automatic writing that came into fruition to be a publication. Isn't that wonderful? She allowed herself to work through spirit and she actually wrote a book. And how inspiring is that, right? And by the way, this is excellent for exactly that, is to receive answers for questions that you might have yourself. You want to ask spirit if, let's say, you're having a lot of anxiety or doubt or frustration about something that you need to make a decision about. Use automatic writing, ask spirit, and trust. Just don't think about what you're writing on the paper. That's really important. And so if you want to feel inspired to, let's say, write a book, ask a question, receive the answer, that is the best way in which to do it, is to call forth all of your higher energies to help you to get into that wonderful space. And you also want to put yourself in an environment, by the way, that is very conducive to this. As I said before, if you find a place in your house, if you want to travel to let's say, a park, or you want to go by the ocean, whatever it is that is conducive for you. If you have a place in your home, by the way, we talked about the altar, creating your altar, very in depth. We talked about that. So if you want to do a short meditation, I highly, highly recommend that. You want to clear your mind. You want to go into a meditative state. You want to create a very conducive environment, whether it be with a candle, light the candle. The incense, you may want to clear the area with sage. Just remember, sage can have a very potent smell to it. Just want you to know that. Yes, hi Helen, how are you? Yeah, and as I said, you do absolutely want to meditate to center yourself. Hi Bambi, hi Andrea, how are you? Yes, and by the way, if you have any questions whatsoever, make sure that you ask them and I will address them specifically. Okay. And so Janice was saying, do you ever write something that makes no sense at all? Um, you will find that you may write something that you say, I don't understand. I had a picture that I was going to put up. Um, but anyhow, and it said that it said there was just something on it that was very personal, and that's why I didn't put the picture up. But it said, I don't understand this. Help me to understand. And that's what you want to do. Please don't get frustrated. You want to ask Spirit, help me to understand what this means, and then just know and trust that you will get the answer. You may not understand the answer at first, but you never want to throw anything away. You may, you may want to, if you scribbled on the whole page, or if you put a name, or you put symbols, which is really big. This is, yes, it's called spiritual automatic writing, but you may get a lot of symbols. Just put those down. It may not make sense right at that moment, but just give yourself time and be patient with yourself, because it will certainly make sense in time. And you want to put the date on the top of your page, book, put the dates on there, because I think you'll be very surprised that you may get future information. And then when you look at it, you're like, wow, I tapped into that. It didn't make any sense whatsoever, but I tapped into it. And now it does make sense. You could use this for if you want to know about a person, if they are trustworthy, what your higher energies, your loved ones, what they feel about perhaps a move or taking a new job, or if you're dating someone and you're not trusting your own gut instinct about whether or not he or she is good for you. You want to, go into that space and have a spirit answer for you. Because remember, people come to me. I am a psychic medium. People come to me to ask me questions about the here and now, the hereafter. They want to hear from their loved ones, but they also, when I do readings, as all those you lovely people that saw me at Napper Tandy's, and if you want to make comments about that, that would be wonderful, so other people can see what your experience was like. That would be awesome and helpful to the other people. But you want to, once again, you want to trust, you want to allow that information to come through. And earthy colors really do that. If you look at this book, look at all the earthy colors that are on here. You look at some people, um, like that deep blue. Some, different strokes for different folks. Warm colors for me, do it. Earthy colors. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going down here. I'm going to address this because I will address this. Tammy was saying that someone told her that her mom was stuck, not crossed over yet. She said we need to listen to her so she can find peace. I'm sad that I can't let her go, but I don't know what to do to help her. Okay, so first of all, Tammy, this is so involved. I mean, it's so involved. Oftentimes you want to look at the situation. How did the person pass? What frame of mind were they in? It doesn't matter whether you're a believer of the other side. It doesn't matter. People come to see me and they're like, oh my God, my father's talking up a storm and he didn't even believe in this. So it doesn't matter what you believed here. The spirit knows once they pass on that, oh my God, there is the hereafter. And certainly, um, depending on their belief system, there's varying layers of the white light. There's no hell, we're living it. This is the worst it gets. So on the other side, people will see that there is so much more than what we know here. And then you find that out. So as long as you're a good person and you're living your life the right way, and doing the best that you can and being the best person that you could be, well, then, you are certainly rich in spirit. That's for sure. I will share with you that when and keep sharing this so that people could, even if they didn't come in the beginning, they're certainly going to get it they're going to get it at this stage. So just please keep doing that. I had a person who came to see me, and they had a loved one that crossed over 9/11. And, you know, you want to, I'm going to address this because it's something similar that you were saying, Tammy, because we don't ever let our people go. We always have them in our heart. Our loved ones, don't want us to be continually crying or being depressed or being suicidal or not moving forward in our lives, letting ourselves go psychologically, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, on all levels. They don't want to see that. So they will help us to get through. But, you have to understand that um, your mom uh, is in a good place, and that we do not let our loved ones go. We have them in our hearts forever. It's just how we move forward in our lives is what we need to be very mindful of. So please know that, Tammy, please know that I don't feel I don't feel she's stuck. So I feel that you're stuck, and you need to get yourself in a place where you always are going to honor your mother. You're always going to miss your mother. How could you not? But that you want to be at a place where you could bring peace to yourself, and so that you're not holding yourself back, and therefore that's the only thing that is upsetting to them. They do say that to me, the guilt. If people feel guilty, don't feel guilty. And we are going to grieve. It's natural. We will grieve. We will continue to grieve. We will always miss them until we see them again in heaven. That's okay. The part that's not okay is if you do not move forward in your life and you just stay stuck with, I wish they were here, and you're depressed and you're not living your life. That is what is really the stuck mode. Okay, I hope that helped you. Hi, Alex. How are you? Middle Village. Kimberly, Fresh Meadows. Um, talk about a sign. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Becca, I'm going to address this. Please keep asking your questions. If you have a question, I'm going to address it. That's the only way I can get really more in depth with all of this. So is this a good way, Becca is asking me, is this a good way to try to receive a message from a loved one? I feel like my husband and someone else has been trying to get my attention about something. Yes, yes, and yes. I can't say this enough. Please understand. I started saying that before. People come to see me in order to receive the messages from their loved ones in response to what they have confusion about here, whether it be a new relationship, financial difficulty, a new job, leaving a job, starting a new job. How do people feel about me at the job? Because there's a lot of financial questions, certainly. So much of what you go to a medium for is something that you certainly can reach out to your loved ones in order to get the information. The reason why people go to someone like myself is because they don't trust themselves. They doubt themselves, but you could certainly get the answer, and that is one of the best ways in which to do it. And as I said, put the date down, see, what unfolds, and then you could see how accurate you are. Even if you practice with a friend, do this, because as I said before, practice makes perfect. Southern California, hello, hello. I hope I responded and answered your question. Yes, pen in the flowers. I know that that just floored me. I always think about that, how this woman found my pen in a bouquet of flowers. And she, when she came in for the reading, she was just so happy to receive the messages that she did. And it was life altering for her. It's also 9/11. I had many, countless firemen and police officers, which, a lot of times they're big and brawly and macho and, feel like they have to be strong and courageous and, be the strong one. And it's okay. You don't always have to be the strong one. And, they don't a lot of times want to show their vulnerability or show their sensitive side, which many of them are. And it's okay. People love it when you show your sensitivity, your vulnerability, because that's what makes you human after all. So when they came, this was after 9/11, and I still have clients from back then, that have remained clients, and they said to me, I didn't even I didn't believe. I didn't believe in this. I never thought anybody could do this. I really didn't even believe. Some of them said to me that there was an afterlife. So they said to me they were devastated when they lost their their friend or their family member, and they just felt like their life had changed. And this was a lot of men, because a lot of women are receptive and open naturally, and a lot of men because they feel they have to be strong. Not all, certainly, but a lot of the genre of who was coming in, it was a lot of police officers, actually. um okay. Oh, good question, Rosaria. Okay, do I need to be afraid of bad energy with the writing? No, absolutely not. And never go into this with fear. That's the first thing. And you want to clear the energy. You want to clear the energy of where you're at. You want to cleanse it. You want to cleanse the area. You want to cleanse yourself. Remember, you want to sage. If you have holy water, which you could certainly bless, you don't have to go to a priest or a church or anything like that. You could bless it yourself, to purify the water. So no, you don't want to be afraid of the bad energy. I will say this. I will say this, that I highly am. I I I would not recommend that anyone uses a Ouija board at all, because that is it's a different methodology. It's a different technique, because you're just opening up to anything or anyone. This is channeling through yourself, okay? That's the difference. Please hear this, very important, because someone asked me this. Someone just asked me this, as a matter of fact. But because Ouija boards, I highly don't do them, don't use them. You're opened up to anything, good, bad, or indifferent. But when you're using through your own energy, you're a positive, loving, high energy person, right? You're a spiritual person. You're a good human being. So you're really using through your own positive energy. You're not opening up to anyone other than yourself and your loved ones. That's who you're opening up to. Ouija boards, people just ask, is anybody there? Which is the worst thing to do. So, um, I hope I answered you, Rosaria. Awesome question. Keep the questions coming. Um, yes, and Kristen saying, that's me, Mrs. Anxiety. Um, you and millions of others. And I always say to my clients, all of you, cancel, cancel. If you have repetitive thought, or if you are obsessing, which so many people do, you want to use the terminology cancel, cancel, because you want to take that thought away. You want to stop that thought in its stop it right dead in its tracks. That's what you want to do. Just trying to Let me see. I want to make sure I went to all of the pictures that I put up. I think I'm going to leave because I love the earth colors. I mean, just look at that. Doesn't it, when you look at these colors here, they're earth colors. They, and somebody was asking me, they ground you right there. You're being grounded. You're tapping into Mother Earth. What is more beautiful and more pure than tapping into Mother Earth? You have the candle here. You have pen in hand. And believe it or not, some people still use these pens. They just love it. I happen to love antiques myself. I don't use a pen like that. That would probably drive me crazy, but I do love antiques. And even if you want to have once again, your candle, I just want to, please, I want to say this to everybody. You want to use things that have just your energy in it. So I would not put antique things around. I would not use something that you bought. I'm going to say hypothetically, if there's a ring, some people get rings at these places where you get antiques, and you don't want to leave that ring there because the energy of the person that wore that ring is going to be entering in. So therefore you want to just have things that have your energy in it. It's going to be your pen with your vibrational energy, just your pencil with your vibrational energy. You don't want anybody touching your stuff in your sacred area. I talked a lot about that when we were creating the altar. All of you who are on here, there's a lot of new people. You can go I think this is the 45th class that I've taught. Go onto YouTube, Josephine Garanghelli, Psychic Medium, and you can look at all of the subject matter that I have discussed in the past. You want to follow and subscribe. And when you subscribe, because I will be doing more things directly on YouTube, excuse me, it'll give you the alerts of what it is that I'm doing. So you definitely want to ring that bell, press following. Okay, so I saw, let's see. Thank you, Janice. I love your emojis. It was nice meeting you at Napper Tandy. So many of you, when I was doing the big group reading and giving messages throughout the evening, I got to meet some of you, and it was just wonderful, wonderful to do so. Keep sharing. Look at this. We have someone that came in from Brooklyn. People will find this if you share. You will allow them to find this, and they could watch it. They don't have to watch it live because I keep it on Facebook, and then I therefore put it on YouTube. So oh, good, Becca. I'm so glad that this is helping you. It's a de-stressor. And, I know somebody said Mrs. Anxiety, but this helps you to ground. It helps you to release stress, to release anxiety, fears, so much fear. It keeps you immobilized. It just keeps you frozen. And, you want to release yourself, right? Body, mind, and spirit. You want to release yourself. Hi, Mary. It's okay that you're late. You could always watch it from the beginning later on. But welcome, welcome. And I think we had Joey Spinelli Jr., right? I just saw Joey Spinelli Jr. Oh, Lorraine. Okay, I'm so glad. That's so lovely. You and your mom used to do the automatic writing, spirit writing years ago. That's lovely. And Janice, earth tones are your favorite. They're my favorite too. I would say Jasmine. Am I saying that right? What a pretty name, Jasmine. Do automatic writing and ask that. Although I feel you have very good gut instinct to begin with. Okay, and Becca is asking, Do you ask a question, or do you just sit and think of someone and see what comes out? My recommendation is that you go in with the purpose, you go in with the question. You can certainly sit down and put the person's, hypothetically, you could put a person's name. If you want to know about Mary Sue, you want to put Mary Sue. And then you want to ask, whoever your spirit guides are, Mother, Father, God. I always pray to the Trinity to please help give me any information that you think may be vital or helpful for Mary Sue. And then you just allow yourself to go to start with the writing, and, close your eyes and just let it go. Just let it rip. Let it rip. And then when you feel like, it's dissipated, you don't have to so abruptly stop, by the way. You could close your eyes, and then you can ask again, can you give me more information? And then see what happens. Okay. So you don't have to, stop and start and stop and start. Give yourself time. Don't be impatient. So many people are like, I was there a whole 2 minutes. I was there a whole 3 minutes and I didn't get anything. It's all right. Give yourself time. As I said, practice makes perfect, because you're going to need to trust yourself. You're going to need to get in touch with, your own spirit guides, your guardian angels, and those with which you work with and that you connect with always. And you don't have to ask the question, Becca. You can sit and think of someone and then ask whatever it is that comes through, and then just allow your guides, your higher energies to to help you with that. Just trying to see. Don't lose faith. I'm going to address this because I know so many of you out there are really going through difficulty, and stress and worry and concern. You want to meditate, you want to keep the faith. Certainly it's going to come from yourself. Always be thankful every single day. I share this with you every single time that I do my classes. I get up in the morning before I put my feet on the ground, and I close my eyes and say, what do I have to be thankful for today? And the first thing that I say is, I'm alive and I'm breathing and I'm healthy and I have a roof over my head and I have clean sheets and a comfy bed. And most of you that are here, you all know I have my 3 kittens. I have my lovely fur babies that are with me and keep me company, and my little babies. I have my incredible, my co-pilot, my son, my rock, my Michael, who brings me joy beyond words. So, I have food in my refrigerator. I'm not hungry. I'm healthy. I'm safe. So many things we take for granted. If you can start your day off that way, do your breathing in through the top of the head, into the solar plexus, out through the mouth. Give yourself a few moments to appreciate and to validate what it is that you truly have around you. That most of the time people will once again take that for granted. Okay, so yes, so Anna, oh wait, I'm sorry. So I was looking at, someone said they were losing, don't lose faith. Please don't lose faith. Yes, Anna, set an intention or ask a question, or just ask for anything in your highest good. You want to ask a question, go in with an intention, just like when you're meditating, you want to go in with the purpose of meditation. Okay, and thank you. Teresa is commenting. She came to see me at Napper Tandy's. By the way, I will be at Napper Tandy's again January 21st. So I hope you guys spread the word or you come to see me again. It's just an incredible, incredible, moving, magical night. If anybody wants to share their experience on here, I would love to see how you felt. And I think so would others as well, because it would give them validation and an insight into what it is that happens, right? So Teresa, it was so lovely that you came. Thank you. You know, it's not bad to say amen while you're praying. Amen. It's like you acknowledging, just like people say hallelujah, it's really opening up your energy, your chakra centers to spirituality. That's why in a lot of faiths, they're belting out with song and joy and jubilation and when you're smiling, you can't be mad when you're smiling. Think about that. Think about that. And yes, our loved ones are in a better place. They are in the better place and they are very happy. And if you can take that to your heart and trust that and know that, that will help you. That goes back to someone else who had asked about that. That will help you tremendously. Oh, Tammy, good. I'm glad. I'm very glad that I was able to address your question and it brought you some comfort. Hi, Mary. And Mary, it was so nice to see you. It was so nice to see you. I really didn't know who you were. So it was so nice that you came closer and that you validated who you were, because there's so many people that over the years, over the decades that I've read, and I won't remember. So it was just lovely, lovely that you came with your family. And I'm glad I gave you validation. And it is therapy to talk to the angels, isn't it? Hi, Lisa. How are you? Hi, Monica. Okay, so Vicky is saying, so if you want to receive messages about a specific person, should you write their name down on the paper to start and then ask questions, or just focus on hearing, listening, seeing, and hopefully receiving information? I'm going to say this. You want to do what feels right to you, but what I would do if I wanted to tap into someone, I would put their name on the top of the page, because that has their vibrational energy in it. So that's what I would do. Hi, Ronnie. How are you? Hi, Linda. Jasmine, that's funny. They say they see a boy and you have nothing but girls. You know what I always say? If they're healthy, that's all that counts, right? Hi, Nick. How are you? Hi, Kelly. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. And I'm not sure what you mean, but by can you get my texts? Can you get my text? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Always ask your personal guides, angels, loved ones, or the highest vibrational energy beings in your highest good. Yes. You always, always, always want to state your intention, surround yourself with the white light, clear your energy area, cleanse it, and you could use sage. But you always want to say your prayer. You always want to go in with reverence and respect, always. Autumn colors are beautiful. Absolutely. Judy's sharing she had a bad experience with the Ouija board. Don't use it. To all of you watching this, don't use it. And yes, it is awesome for anxiety. You tried automatic writing once, Mary is saying. I had a white candle and held my pen to the paper, and a very loud booming voice said 3 words. I I almost jumped out of my skin. I had to put the book away. Always wanted to try it again. And you should. By the way, don't let things like that frighten you, because remember, you're asking for the information and you're calling upon your own spirits and guides. So they are going to speak to you. And It's a wonderful experience. So Anne is saying, Anne Marie, um, Thursday night after she came to see me at Napper Tandy's, again, I will be at Napper Tandy's January 21st. She had a dream of her mother who passed, and actually made eye contact, which is not common when I do have a rare dream of her. I was able to let her know one of the bizarre, hurtful things that always bothered me. She did not respond, but also did not look or disappear before the dream ended. You know, just the fact that you were able to get that off your chest, that you were able to have that anxiety leave you, is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And isn't it, remember when everybody, I closed the Napper Tandy's group by letting you all know that you were in a vortex, that you were extremely open that night. So it's wonderful that you had the dream. Um, she didn't respond, but you know what? She heard you. Don't doubt that. She heard you. She got it. Oh, okay. Becky is saying, would it be good to wear my late husband's wedding ring when trying to connect with him? Absolutely. That's different than what I was saying before. What I was saying before is that sometimes people will put um, antique things and it has other people's energies in it. But no, if you want to contact your husband, you want to connect with your husband, yes, his whatever it is that you want to put in that belongs to him is fine. And especially the wedding ring. Why? Because metal holds energy forever. It was so loud, Josephine, and you know me, I have a hearing problem. You know, but don't forget you're in a different dimension, so you were hearing from a different place. Oh, I'm so glad. Next week, by the way, thank you for saying that, because I'm going to be closing soon. So my heart to your heart, keep those hearts coming and keep sharing, because people, even if they weren't able to get on now, they will get on even when it's done. I'm so glad you have your pendulum for next week. Next week, I will be doing the pendulum. So if you have a whole week, and I thank you, Anna, for sharing that, because get your pendulum. If you have a whole week to do it, you could get it through Amazon in a day. So if everybody wants to get your pendulum, please do so. That would be wonderful if you could have the pendulum before next week, and then I could show you different techniques of how to use it. All blessings and love to you as well. Thank you, Julia. That was very sweet. Okay, yes. Well, you're saying you just joined in May, but I've been doing this since I think March, since the end of March, beginning of April. So go on to Josephine Girangelli Psychic Medium on YouTube. Subscribe, ring the bell. All my colleagues are telling me, tell them to ring the bell. I'm going to be all of them are on there, so you can go there and take a look and view them there. And Janice is saying, does it always work? Don't forget, practice makes perfect. You'll always get something. You will always get something. So yes, it will work. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Beth. Yes, counting your blessings is a life changer. That's right. Absolutely. Okay. So, Helene, yes, I don't have the book in front of me, but I think you are already scheduled. Yes. So I will, yes, Helene, I will see you December 1st for your reading for your beautiful, lovely angel, Lauren. And I look forward to seeing you. Isn't that lovely? You asked, because, you know, ask and you shall receive. Isn't that what the Bible says? And it's true. That's where that saying came from. Ask and ye shall receive. So, Mary, that's wonderful. Ronnie, it's so nice to see you as well. And I'm glad that you feel like you're learning so much. And thank you, Nick. That's so lovely. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. And Mary, you've asked him, your father, for other signs, and he has given them to you. Okay, so Janice, her niece had a baby that night of I think you're saying of Nappertandies. Congratulations. Okay, so everyone, yes, do not worry about punctuations. That's so funny. Do not worry about punctuations. So my heart to your heart, keep sending those hearts out. When you send the hearts in, you're sending the hearts to everyone, by the way. And Anne Marie is sharing that she had a dream about her mom the day before Nappertandies was her 7th anniversary in heaven. Aw, Gianna was my daughter that we did the testimonial about regarding her reading with you 7 years ago. Wow. That's lovely. I mean, that really does touch my heart, you know, it really does. I appreciate, by the way, if any of you that I have given you readings, if you want to do a testimonial on Google, I would appreciate that very, very much. You do a review on there. Desiree, Judy, everybody. Thank you so much for the hearts and blessings to everyone. Can't wait for next week to see you all on the pendulum. Try to get your pendulum. Therefore, when you have it and I'm teaching you the techniques of it, you can actually use it. And we're going to do I'm going to do a little technique, which will be fun, so that when you have it right in front of you, you can actually utilize it. And then I'm going to have you as a group collectively tell me what your answers are. No stress, no stress. So the pendulum, by the way, Janice, you could get it from Amazon. Go right on. You can get everything from Amazon. I don't know if you have Amazon Prime, not that it matters, but you can get it right there. I highly recommend that. It's just the easiest way. There's so many different choices that you will have there. So yes, yes, Janice, yes, I love that. I just love her to death. When I met her at Nappertandies, it was a pleasure meeting her, and she just has the best emojis. So everybody, God bless. See you next Wednesday at 7:30. We will be doing the pendulum. Try to have your pendulum ready, and I will see you then. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.